your background in coaching. Where did it start? How did you end up here? Were there any particular people that really helped you along the way? Again, this is leadership and some things that you learned along the way that you could pass on to business people, young coaches, any people like that.
Well, I appreciate you having me, first of all. Background. So was a high school coach first, and I grew up in Kansas City, so I was back in Kansas City coaching high school football, and figured out, I guess it was my junior year of college, I wanted to be a coach, and at that time I had no idea which direction I was going. But I had some good mentors at the high school I played at, and those guys pushed me in the right direction. And I got offered a job making $400 a year at Shawnee Mission Northwest, and so I had to bartend and wait tables and everything else to make ends meet. Did that for a year, had a blast. My college coach Rob Ash asked me to come back in GA, and I told him no. And called me again, and I told him no again. And then he had my offensive coordinator that I played for call me, and he talked me into it. And so I went back to Drake, where I played college football in Iowa, and GA'd for 2 years on defense. I was an offensive player, but I GA'd on defense. So I learned how to coach the linebackers at that time, and that was a great learning experience, being on the other side of the ball as a player and then coaching on defense. And then I was fortunate, our D coordinator left, and they promoted me at 25 years old to be the defensive coordinator at Drake. And so I did that, and had a blast doing that. In the summers, we were on 9-month contracts, so in the summers you had to go work. And so I just went from college campus to college campus trying to learn football and make connections, and wanted to move up. So I was going to all the Midwest Division I's, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, TCU, and we just would go work camps in the summer. And the guy that ended up being a mentor to me, Bill Young, was the defensive coordinator at the time at Oklahoma. Got hired at Southern Cal, and got me an interview to be a GA again. So it was my second GA position, but it was moving up. And so I moved to California with my fiance at that time, and small girl from Iowa, and we got married in LA and GA'd at Southern Cal for 2 years, and had our first son, and decided we wanted to get out of California and raise him. And it was crazy finding a job as a GA. When you're out of a job, you're out of a job. And I was fortunate to get on with Joe Glenn at Montana. Joe was a national championship coach in Division II at Northern Colorado for a number of years, and went to Montana with him. He was a great mentor to me, really good with young coaches, taught me a lot about how to run a team. Was with him 2 years, went to 2 national championships with him as a DB coach, and then we won that national championship against Furman. And then I got hired to come back to Kansas, where I was from, University of Kansas, to coach linebackers and be a recruiting coordinator. And that was before we had recruiting staff, so you were a one-man show doing that and coaching a position. And so I did that for 4 years, and built a program with Coach Mangino, who came from the Bill Schneider tree, Kansas State. Probably one of the greatest stories of college football was what Bill Schneider did at Kansas State, in my opinion. Built the #1 defense in the country. We went from last to first over 4 years, and got hired at Wisconsin from there to be the defensive coordinator. Eventually, I was the linebacker coach, recruiting coordinator, and co-defensive coordinator for 2 years. And then I was the defensive coordinator there for 3. And we went to a Rose Bowl my last year, and then got offered the head job at Northern Illinois, and was there 2 seasons, and we won 2 MAC championships, and ended up going to the Orange Bowl. And that season I had a lot of opportunities to leave. Chose North Carolina State over a lot of places because I felt like it was the right fit. Guy that had to work hard to get what he wanted, and the DNA of this university is hard work and blue collar, and I thought that was a good fit. Moving my family around like I did, we had 3 sons. We wanted to kind of settle somewhere, dig roots, and not have to move, and build a program. And felt like this was a program that had been good. It had some tough years as well, but it had never reached the pinnacle and had sustainability. And that's what we saw as an opportunity to make a difference and be somewhere where we fit in. And it's been a great place for us as a family. We've raised all 3 sons here, haven't had to move them, and there's not many coaches that can say that, you know. Surely I could have left and gone to other places and maybe made more money, but our quality of life matters. Family values that we have matter, and being able to be in one place with 3 sons and see them graduate middle school, high school, and now college it's been a blessing, you know. And so now I'm 6th in college football for tenure, which is crazy, because when I walked into the ACC 11 years ago, I was the youngest head coach in the ACC, and now there's only one coach that's still there from when I got there. That's Dabo, and everyone else is new. And so it's hard to stay in one place as long as we have.